Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Kim?
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of the floor amendment.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Mr. President, the CD1 of this bill is certainly an improvement, but for some reason, the conference committee did not retain the language that was in Senate Draft 3. And one of that was to incorporate in the compliance with Act 204, an act that we passed that requires that the TAT numbers be on all advertisements. This is very disheartening because the Senate had a very lively floor discussion, and the floor amendments were adopted by the majority in this body. Senate Draft 3 was the Senate position, and the conferees were supposed to push for the Senate position. But this was flawed and disingenuous, since those members on the conference committees were chairs and members that did not vote in favor of the floor amendment. And certainly we have no rule that says they have to. So this floor amendment today just puts back what was in Senate Draft 3 in this CD1. This is one of the keys in ensuring that only those vacation rentals that are legal will be advertising on Airbnb or any online portal. Without these requirements or these amendments, it becomes the wild, wild west for illegal vacation rentals. In yesterday's newspaper op-ed piece, it stated, platforms led by Airbnb are committed to being responsible partners. What is so responsible about sending out thousands of postcards across the island, luring people to place their long-term rental units into vacation rentals? What is so responsible about allowing listings on their site that advertise camping sites on our pristine beaches, where in some cases camping is not even allowed, and in other cases they are reselling our camping permits meant for our local residents? What is so responsible about vacation rental ads that tout indoor or outdoor bathroom facilities, propane or solar-powered appliances on privately owned agricultural lots like in Kunialoa, where rules are being broken with vacation rentals on a regular basis with no consequences? This appeared in our newspaper, I believe last Sunday. It says Airbnb customers last week could go online to reserve this Kunia Lodge Ridge farmlands cabin for $69 a night, even though vacation rentals are an illegal use on the property. Front page talks about all the illegal rentals that is spreading across our agriculture lands, our preservation lands, and on our beaches. Colleagues, something is clearly not right here. Assuring that tax compliance is just a small part of the big picture. There is a rational reason why we have land use laws. If vacation units are allowed to violate our land use zoning laws, then why couldn't other uses do the same? Should incompatible land uses be allowed anywhere, just so long as they pay the correct property tax? See how absurd this would be? Our quiet residential neighborhoods are turning commercial. Our beaches and egg lots are literally being rented to tourists for $39 to $69 a day. For what? So that Airbnb can collect, what, $3 to $6 in taxes? Is that worth it? This legislation, if not amended, will not just have a negative effect on our neighborhoods, but our beaches, our agriculture, and preservation lands. Will those taxes from illegal rentals pay for this irreparable damage that it will have? Mr. President, many of us legislators have the opportunity to go to conferences and workshops around the country. We learn from our counterparts, and we often introduce similar legislation that may have had positive effects in that jurisdiction. Well, we should learn from these jurisdictions when there are negative effects as well. We should take heed and learn from their mistakes. And had we done that, maybe we would have avoided hiring President Dobell or Marcy Greenwood. But it's not too late to learn. It's not too late to learn from San Francisco Chinatown. This is a flyer that is posted on the post in Chinatown, San Francisco, and the Sergeant of Arms, I'm passing you a copy. It says here, "Dear Airbnb tourists, your vacation short-term rental has led to the eviction of Chinese immigrant families. We have survived the 1882 Chinese Exclusion Act Exclusion Act, 2 world wars, the 1906 Great Quake and fires, and the 1989 earthquake. But now our lives, our schools, our grandparents' homes, and social fabric are being destroyed. Airbnb destroying our home. Have a nice visit in Chinatown." You still not convinced? Well, here's another one from New Orleans. You've all been to New Orleans. It's a great place. It says here on this flyer posted on one of their bulletin boards, "Dear tourists, welcome to NOLA, to New Orleans. We know you're going to have a jazzy and funky time. It's magical here. The music bubbles up from the streets. This beautiful neighborhood on high ground and its residents survived Hurricane Trina nearly intact. Are you staying in an illegal short-term rental listed on Airbnb or VRBO? If so, then you are directly responsible for displacing the last remaining longtime neighborhood residents that are survivors of the largest disaster that's ever happened in America by creating a market for illegal short-term rentals in this residential area. And that, dear tourists, is a goddamn shame. Enjoy your stay in our former homes, you all." The millions of dollars we have appropriated in this year's budget for Housing Rental Trust Fund, for homeless and affordable units, will be like taking 1 step forward and 2 steps backwards. Why am I speaking out about this? There's no TVUs in my district. I don't have any beaches in my district. But this is not a district issue, members. This is not even a leadership issue. This is an issue about our home, about our community. When your grandchildren cannot find long-term rentals or complain about our beaches being overrun with camping tourists, or your neighborhoods have neighbors with illegal vacation rentals pitted against those that do not, I hope you will take the responsibility, because you did not do all that you can do to stop this from happening. The sky's not going to come falling down if Airbnb has to require their advertiser to include the TAT numbers. Airbnb is not going to fold up their tents and go home. They will just adjust their model. Why? Because they are making too much money with their Hawaii listings, even if it's only from the legal listings. And so, members, think long and hard. Look into your hearts, because this is not an issue about today. It's an issue about tomorrow. It's an issue about the future and what we're going to allow to happen in our community, in our neighborhood. Again, this is not a district issue. This is not a leadership issue. This is an issue about our home. I hope you will vote for the amendments. Mahalo.
Discussion.
President, I rise in rebuttal.
Please proceed, Senator Kim.
Mr. President, if this is a county issue, then we shouldn't even have this bill. Since when is it county against state? Aren't we all one? Are we all Hawaii? Shouldn't we be together? Why should it be a city versus state? We're all responsible. We're all responsible for the land use. We're all responsible to what happens in our neighborhoods. Okay, we're all one. Yes, we're a state, we're a county, but we're supposed to be working together on the same team, Mr. President. Thank you.